Get out my car. Get out my car. Get out my car. Get out my car. I had a very bizarre incident happen to me at the Venetian Hotel. I was pulling into the valet area and I noticed a security guard stopping the cars. And I assumed he was probably asking for keys, hotel keys, or maybe an ID. So he was stopping cars and just letting them pass, letting everybody pass. It was about 4 cars before me. And when he gets to my car, he looks at me and he's like, okay, pop your trunk. I'm like, what? Like, didn't ask for ID, didn't ask if I was a hotel guest, didn't ask anything. He asked me to pop my trunk. I'm like, why do I pop my trunk here? Like, what is this about? Like, I'm just pulling up to valet. And he's like, it doesn't matter. You need to pop your trunk. This is a security guard, a hotel security guard. This was not a hired police officer. It was not an off-duty police officer. This is a hotel security guard. And to my knowledge, they have to have a reason to ask you to open anything of your personal belongings, right? What are you looking for? Anyway, I say, I'm not going to allow you to do that. You're going to have to get your manager out here. And so he said, okay, I'm going to get my manager. So I pull over politely to the side and I wait for the manager. As I'm waiting for the manager, the security guard comes over and starts harassing me. And then he puts his hands in my car and puts his hands near my face. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Get out my car. 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 And then the guy proceeds to say that I'm threatening him with bodily harm.
Threatening bodily harm to me.
Are you kidding?
That my dog is attacking him, like on silly stuff on the radio. And then the police show up behind me.
And as I'm waiting for the manager, this guy is talking about how I'm a disgrace to Martin Luther King and all this other stuff. And it was just like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Dr. Martin Luther King is probably crying.
It was so ridiculous. So I just ignored him. What does that have to do with you trying to search my trunk? That's what Martin Luther King was fighting for y'all to stop fucking doing that and stop thinking you're so entitled as white men and white women to search black people's items. So the manager comes down and she's very confrontational, a white woman, and she comes with a security guard. And so they're taking my plates, they're taking all this information, and I'm trying to explain the situation. Like, I feel like I was discriminated against. Why am I being asked to pull over and check my trunk? And she's like, well, this is a part of the hotel policy. And I'm like, okay, well, show me the policy then. Show me the policy where it says that you are supposed to check people's trunks when they're entering the property.
Okay, because
so you have
to
leave the property
because
now.
I did what?
You have to leave the
How
property.
was it trespassing?
So I explained the policy, right?
Okay.
Then you stopped wanting to speak with me. Then you were uncooperative when I tried to speak with you.
I wasn't cooperative.
You also
I was very
tried to record
cooperative.
my
I told you
officer.
I did
You
because
also-
he had his hands in my car and he was in my face.
Okay, that's not what we have. So you're going to be trespassed.
That's not what you guys have?
Yes.
Okay. So the policy that you're referring to, the 1 in 7, what's the
Yeah,
policy
it's
exactly? Because I'm going to look it up.
No, you totally can't.
Yeah.
So you're going to call
referring to?
corporate, so corporate will
Right.
be able to explain that to you.
Okay. So you have that documented
Okay.
in the policy, right?
So, ma'am, you've been trespassed. When you call corporate, they'll be able to explain that policy to
The
you.
trespassing policy?
No, the trunk checks.
The
That is
trunk
our-
checks.
Yep.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
right,
And
have a good one.
Alexis and Daniel, thank you
So I
much.
checked the website and it lists that they do random searches. It also lists that if you refuse to search, you can park off property. The security knew that I was dropping something off to someone in valet and I wouldn't even be parking on the property. I wasn't even given that option. He told me that if I didn't get my trunk searched, then I would have to leave or else I would have to face a misdemeanor and that he would be calling the police, which he did call the police because during this encounter, the police pulled up right behind me. And I know that the Venetian is a private property, but your rules and regulations and policies have to be reasonable. If the police can't even search my vehicle without proper justification or documentation per the Fourth Amendment, why would a random security guard be empowered to search somebody's car? That can open up so many issues. I had nothing in my trunk, absolutely nothing. But, imagine Nevada is a legal state for a lot of things. Imagine if I had guns in my trunk or marijuana in my trunk, and those are legal, right? But he was entitled to search my trunk. So this security guard already belligerent and just out of character. character. You don't think that this man, if he found something, he wouldn't escalate it and make it horrible for me? Like, it could have been a horrible situation for me, you know, a very innocent situation. So my question is, why is this rule allowed at the Venetian? And I feel like it's allowed so that they can randomly discriminate on individuals for whatever reason. They are empowering their underskilled employees. They haven't gone through proper police training. They haven't had psychological training. Why is Venetian empowering their management and their security to do something that is so dangerous and could really be detrimental to an innocent person in their life? So I ask for the general public to contact the Venetian or escalate this as far as you can so that they can stop this policy, so that this policy can be removed.